What up? It was week 5. I had to start this one over. Week 5, and it was time to talk about Browns and Vikings and the rest of what happened on Sunday. So, what happened on Sunday? It was Minnesota that beat the Browns 21-17. Carson Wentz went 25 for 34, 236 yards, one touchdown. Cam Akers had one throw for 32 yards and a touchdown. Jason Mason had 13 carries, 52 yards, one touchdown. Jordan Number 18, Justin Jefferson had 7 receptions, 123 yards, no touchdowns. Now Jordan Addison had 5 for 41 and one touchdown. TJ Hawkinson had 6 for 38, and Josh Oliver had 2 for 35 and one touchdown himself. While on the Browns, it was time for a rookie. It was Dylan Gabriel's turn to fucking play. He had 19 for 33, 190 yards, two touchdowns. Keyshawn Johnson had 23 carries, 110 yards, while Ford had 5 for 18. David Njoku went 6 receptions, 67 yards, and one touchdown. Bonds had 229, and then Thrash had like 1 for 22. What can I say? Other than both teams played well. Both teams really did play well. The Vikings won by 4 points. It was a good game. Like they played well. Both teams. The Browns, they basically lost due to penalties and like bad play on third downs. But overall, it was a closer game. Dylan Gabriel played pretty well, and the thing is like it's kind of a little battle there with him and Shador. I think right now Dylan Gabriel, why not start just him the rest of the season? Because he played really well. Yeah, you can say, well, he got the losses, but he had 2 touchdowns. He played really well. He went 19 for 33. He really played well. Nice bounce back game from the Vikings after a tough loss last week. They bounced back and able to win this game. So, other than that, there's not really a lot to say other than both teams played well. And, yeah. After that, we went to the the Cowgirls versus the Jets. Excuse me. Cowboys won 37-22. They are 2-2-1. The Jets yet to find a win. Makes me happy. Prescott went 18 for 29, 237 yards, 4 touchdowns. Javonte Williams went 16 carries, 135 yards, and one touchdown. Dak called his number 7 times, 28 yards on those. Ryan Flowerny had 6 receptions, 114 yards. George Pickens had 2 for 57 yards and one touchdown. Jake Ferguson had 7 for 49 and 2 touchdowns, and 1 for Javonte went to him for 4 yards. On the Jets, though, Justin Fields went 32 for 46, 283 yards, 2 touchdowns. Breece Hall went 14 carries, 113 yards on the ground. Garrett Wilson had 6 receptions, 71 yards, and 1 touchdown. Mason Taylor had 9 for 67. Breece Hall had 4 for 42. And freaking Andrew Beck had a 1-yard touchdown. What can I say? The Jets are terrible. Like, they are playing garbage. I mean, yeah, you can say, well, they put up a fight at the end. It was terrible. It is terrible. I mean, you can say that about both teams in a way, but, like, terrible. Terrible play by the Jets. Terrible. You're yet to find a win. It's pretty bad right now for both of these teams. But for the Jets entirely, like, you suck. Like, it was bad for them. And I don't know where they can get a win. It's just kind of bad. So, that's all I really got to say. This one's not going to be a long one. Giants and the Saints. Saints, who were also didn't have a win, finally found it, and it was against the Giants. Jackson Dart with 26 for 40, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Cameron Scott had 15 carries, 59 yards. Jackson Dart called his number 7 times for 55 yards. Dylan Bellinger had 4 receptions, 52 yards. Scabro had 6 for 45. Theo Johnson had 6 for 33 and 2 touchdowns of his own. On the other side, Spencer Rattler went 21 for 31, 225 yards, 1 touchdown. Taysom Hill came into the game and had a pass thrown for 19 yards. Kendre Miller had 10 carries for 41 yards, and Alvin Kamara had 8 for 27. Rashid Shaheed had 14 receptions, 114 yards, and 1 touchdown. Chris Olave had 759 receiving yards, and Alvin Kamara 4 for 28, and Johnson had 2 for 17. This game was terrible. Like, if you really think about it, this game was terrible. It was terrible. But good thing on the Saints for getting that win. They started off the year 0-4. It's been tough season so far for them. So to have them get this win, a big win at that, is important. And this really will help your team, and especially gain some confidence. Do I see them go anywhere? No, but it's still a thing. As for the Giants, this is a learning game for Jackson Dart. You threw 2 interceptions, Jackson, but you're still young. This is a learning game. You're still here to learn, and whether or not it's just basically how you bounce back from this game is what I really want to see from them, because it's gonna be an interesting couple of weeks for Jackson Dart. This is really where we kind of say, was it too early or was it too late? Was it too early or was it just right that he's starting right now and getting the start and getting the play? So we will see how it is for the next couple weeks for him. But also, there's more games ahead, because it was the freaking Raiders versus the Colts, and Geno Smith's ass. How many interceptions he has? 7, I think, so far? Oh, my God. More than that? Geno Smith went 25 for 36, 28 yards, 2 interceptions. Alshon Jeffries had 14 carries, 67 yards. Raheem Mostert had 7 for 22. Trey Tucker went 4 receptions, 62 yards. Alshon Jeffries had 5 for 42. Albert had 5 for 36, and Jacoby Myers had 4 for 32. On the Colts side, it was basically all Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones went 20 for 29, 212 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Even Anthony Richardson came into the game and had a thrown ball. He had 2 of them, went 1 for 2, went 9 yards. And Tyler Ward had 1 trick play pass that didn't went nowhere. Jonathan Taylor had 17 carries, 66 yards, and 3 touchdowns. DJ Gibbs had 22, and Amir had 2 for 6 and a touchdown. Austin Doolin had 2 for Dolan. I think that's how I said. Had 255. Josh Dowd had 6 for 54. Ty Ward had 4 for 44 and 1 touchdown, and Pittman had 5 for 39 and 1. Complete annihilation was the key game for this. It wasn't really an impressive game for both teams, but it was just a dominant game from the Colts. Right now, the Raiders they need to find something to work. I'm surprised they still beat New England, but at that point, it would kind of make sense. So, but it just haven't worked the last couple of weeks, and the lack of weeks have been getting shown why their teams not only better than you, but you are not ready in your own division. People were kind of hyping up were we wrong about the Raiders after week 1? No, you guys weren't. They were still terrible. It was a lucky win, basically, against New England. New England has proven that. I'll talk about why after this. The Colts are 4-1. They're 4-1. They haven't had real competition. They lost the game to, I don't remember. But, yeah, it is what it is with those teams. The Panthers and the Dolphins. This one's funny. This one's really funny. Tua went 27-36. They also won 27-24, Panthers. 27 for 36, 256 yards, and 3 touchdowns, while HN had 10 for 16. Tua called his number ones for 5 yards. Jalen Waddle had 6 receptions for under 10 yards and a touchdown. Darren Waller had 5 for 78 and 1 touchdown. Achane had 6 for 30 and a touchdown. While on the other side, Bryce Young went 19 for 30, 198 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Rico Dowdle had 23 carries, 206 yards, and 1 touchdown. Wow. McMullen had 6 for 37. Leggett had 2 for 31 and a touchdown. And then Mitchell Evans had one ball catch for a 4-yard touchdown. What can I say? But it's just embarrassing It's embarrassing because you had 19 total rushing yards on the game for the Dolphins. Their Dolphins defense is really bad. Like, this game showed you, like, I'm sorry, you need to get rid of McDaniel. I like Mike McDaniel. I really do, but it just haven't been working, especially the last 2 seasons. This season and last season, it hasn't been working. And, it's been proven right now because look at this. This is embarrassing. Like, I know you guys lost by 3. You can say, oh, they only lost by 3. You lost. Still, you're 1-4. It's embarrassing. Like, this is legit embarrassing. Like, it's not even funny. It's legit embarrassing. And Carolina was giving you guys the win, and you still failed. They ran 239 rushing yards. Rico Dowdle himself had 206 alone. This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing from this team. I don't want anybody here. I don't want anybody to talk about how the Dolphins are good. They're done. They're cooked. They're done. I don't care what anybody says. The Broncos and the Eagles. The Broncos pulled off the upset of the week, beating the Eagles 21-17. Bo Nix went 24 for 39, 242 yards, passing, 100 touchdown. J.K. Dobbins went 20 carries, 79 yards, and 1 touchdown. Bo Nix on his number 3 times for 22 yards, and R.J. Harvey had 4 for 14. Cortland Sutton had 8 receptions for 99 yards. Troy Franklin had 3 for 35. Evan Ingram had 4 for 33 yards and a touchdown himself. Jalen Hurts went 23 of 38, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns. Saquon went 6 for 30. And A.J. Dillon went 2 for 12. And Jalen had to call his number twice for 3 yards. Avonte Smith went 8 for 14 and no touchdowns, but Saquon had 3 for 58 yards and 1 touchdown, and Dawson Goner had 3 for 19 and a touchdown, while A.J. Brown had 5 for 43, but nothing on the goddamn game. What can I say but just how did they blew it? Like, you blew it to them. It was running away. You could have easily run away with this game, but you blew it. And you could say that was all because the Broncos defense really picked up and late in the game, and it was, they really showed up. But at the same time, it's like, where were you guys? They look at this. 12 penalties for 121 yards cost. That is not good. I don't care. Bad discipline. But at the same time, they only allowed 2 sacks to the freaking Eagles 6. I don't know which team played worse. Obviously, it was the freaking losing team. But at the same time, like, it wasn't really that bad. Yeah, you were terrible on third down. 2 for 11, but wow. Wow. They were undefeated. They are now have suffered a loss to them. Broncos are looking really well, especially with the things that's happening, and especially in that division too. Speaking of weird things, also. Especially, this is a big weird thing. 44-10. The Texans won. They're 2-3, while the Ravens are 1-4. Why? Well, it was, of course, C.J. Stroud who returned to form. He went 23 for 27, 244 yards, 4 touchdowns. Davis Mills even got some action. Went 2 for 4, 23 yards. Nick Chubb went 11 carries and 61 yards and 1 touchdown. C.J. Stroud called his number 1 for 30 yards. Christian Kirk had 4 receptions, 64 yards, 5 for Schultz, He had yards, 60 yards. Nico Collins had 4 receptions, 52 yards, and 1 touchdown. Higgins had 4 for 32. And it was Hutchinson who had 3 for 18 and 2 touchdowns. And Nolan had 2 for 13 and a touchdown. But on the Ravens, it was Cooper Rush playing like garbage. Big 14 for 20, 179 yards, but 3 to the other team. Derrick Henry went 15 for 33 and 1 touchdown. Zay Flowers had 5 for 72 yards. It was D-Hop. He had 2 for 46, and David Andrews 2 for 22. I'm going to keep it short and really, really short. The Baltimore Ravens have to change a lot with this team. And the trade deadline coming soon, you need to get some weapons. Because right now it's not working, especially on defense. You need to do something. I know you lost Lamar. I know you lost Humphreys. I know you lost, I think, Mbakwe. I forgot his name. I forgot how to say his name. But you lost a couple guys on defense and Lamar. Doesn't mean you played this bad. Like, you're 1-4. You played terrible. The last couple of weeks you have been playing shit. I mean, since the Lions game, you guys have been blowing it. So, I don't know what to say other than where is the Ravens? As for the Texans, I mean, can you play like this when you have a real competitive team like this? Because if this was a fully healthy Ravens team, I don't see this happening. But if it was, I don't even know. I'm more pissed off at the Ravens. Titans and the Cardinals. This game was unpredictable. Cam Ward went 2 for 39, 265 yards and an interception. Interesting play about that. He threw an interception. It was fumbled and returned for a touchdown by who? Calvin Ridley. By Tyler Lockett. What the fuck happened? Like, these two teams are terrible. But let me continue. Tony Pollard went 14 carries, 67 yards, and 1 touchdown. Spears had 4 for 14. Calvin Ridley had 5 receptions, 131 yards. Akuwu. I'm not saying that right. I'm sorry. 4 for 48. Helms had 4 for 34. And Meyer had 2 for 18. And Tite had 17 out of 2 receptions. On the Cardinal side, Kyler Murray went 23 for 31, 220 passing yards. Jacoby Brissett came into the game. He missed his pass. The Mercedo had 3 carries for 81 yards. Michael Carter had 18 carries for 51 yards. 4 for freaking Kyler. He called number 4 times, had 25 yards and a touchdown. Oh, also Carter had a touchdown. 4 for Knight. He had 11 yards and 1 touchdown. 4 receptions for Marv Harrison Jr. He had 98 yards. Trey McBride had 5 for 41. Michael Carter had 5 for 22. And Michael Williams had 2 for 16. What can I say? Just I'm not even going to say anything other than big mistakes. Big mistakes. This team, this game was terrible. Like, if you wanted to fall asleep on any game, I would have fallen asleep on this game. This game was terrible. Like, yeah, you can say, well, it's back and forth. And the Titans came back and won. Terrible. Terrible playing football from both teams. 3 lost fumble for the Cardinals, 2 fumble loss, and an interception thrown by the freaking goddamn Titans. Like, this is pitiful football right here. This is just pitiful football. There's a reason why they're 1-4 and they're 2-3. It is pitiful. Talk about a really good game, though. The Buccaneers and the Seahawks played an classic game. Baker Mayfield went 29 for 33, 379 yards, 2 touchdowns, while Raheed White had 14 carries, 41 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Baker Mayfield called his number 5 times, had 15 yards. Emma Ibuka, this guy is amazing. I have to admit it. He's just amazing to watch. 7 receptions, 163 yards, and 1 touchdown. Alton, 4 receptions, 81 yards. Chaz Johnson had 4 for 59, 4 for White. He had 30 yards. 3 for Godwin, 76 yards. 4 for Sterling Shepard, 1 yard, and a touchdown. I know I went way too much there. Speaking of way too much, here's Sam Darnold. He went 28 for 34, 341 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Keithan Walker, the third, had 10 carries, 86 yards, while Trey Bonner had 9 for 36 and 1 touchdown. Jalen Monroe had 1, but didn't even went nowhere. Jackson Smith had 8 for 132 yards receiving, 1 touchdown. Cooper Kupp had 6 for 59, but it was AJ Bonner who had 753 and 1 touchdown, and Holton with 339 and 1. Classic. These two teams went back and forth, back and forth. What really cost it was the turnovers from the Seahawks that really cost the game. Other than that, the Seahawks could have won it. Like, they could have won it. It was just really bad turnovers. Other than that, both defenses kind of played bad, but you can see the defense kind of waking up at the end there. Otherwise, both teams really played well. Yeah, for both of these teams, they play in the Bucs play in a shitty division that they're most likely going to run away with. But for the Seahawks, you're playing in a kind of tough division. The 49ers are looking pretty well. Rams are pretty well. And there's you. There's 3 teams that can win that division, and 3 teams that can probably go to the playoffs. And it's like, well, where you guys are going to play, this is a big-time football game, right? You can't make these mistakes anymore. I think they're going to learn from that. I know Sam's going to learn from that. They're going to learn from that, and they're going to play well. My thing is, how can you stop a team like the Rams and the freaking 49ers with receivers like basically as skilled? I won't say really as skilled as Emeka, because I feel like he is just his skill is on a different level. I feel like sometimes when I watch, but you know what I mean. Like, he's basically like there's guys that really have good skill set. Speaking of skill sets that are really good, the Lions played the freaking Bengals. They won 37-24. Jared Goff went 19 for 23, 258 yards, 3 touchdowns. David Montgomery went 1 for 3 yards, but went into the end zone with it. David Montgomery had a hell of a game. This was a personal game for him, and he played well. He had 18 carries, 65 yards, 1 touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs had 12 for 54. Amon St. Brown went 8 receptions, 100 yards exactly. Sam Laporta, come on, this is one of the better tight ends in the league. He had 5 receptions, 92 yards, and 1 touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs had 2 for 33, 1 touchdown. And it was Isaiah Tessaya, 1 touchdown, 1 reception, 12 yards, 1 touchdown. And with Worth with 2 catches, 9 yards, and 1 touchdown. Bengals, on the other hand, Jake Browning went like this: 26 for 40, 251 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Brown went 4 carries, 31 yards. He got his number. Hayes Brown went at 8 carries, 27 yards, and no touchdown. And Panini Sewell. I mean, I don't even know how to say his name. Sorry about that. I don't know how to say his name. Is that right? Panini? Oh, God. Had 4 carries, 27 yards as well. Jamar Chase. God damn, I'm freaking losing my mind, it feels like. 6 receptions, 110 yards, and 2 touchdowns. What the fuck are his names, man? Number 80. I'm not gonna try to fucking butcher that shit. Went 5 for 82. T. Higgins went 3 for 22 and a touchdown. As well, and Chase Brown had 7 for 21. The Lions, after their loss against the Packers, 4 straight is crazy. The Bengals, we knew that this was gonna happen with them getting Joe Burrow out. We knew that there was gonna be a problem there, and they were gonna have some freaking problems and stuff. But I don't know what to say. It's not really a big thing to really talk about this team. It's more talk about this team. You guys are the team in the North. and you have proved it. And next week, you guys play the Chiefs. Can you beat the Chiefs? I think they could, but it's going to be an interesting game to see how that goes. With the Chiefs kind of healthy, it's going to be interesting. Speaking of that, it was the Commanders versus the Chargers, 27-10 Commanders. Jaden Daniels with 15 for 26, 231 yards and 1 touchdown, while Ja'Cory Kurski's Mertz, number 22, had 14 carries, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jaden Daniels called number 8 times for 37 yards. Deebo Samuel had 8 receptions, 169 yards, and the only touchdown, while Luke McCaffrey had 1 for 50. On the Chargers side, Justin Herbert, they went like this. He had 22 for 29, 166 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Trey Lance came into the game for a couple of throws. He had 3 for 4, 44 yards. Justin Herbert called his number 4 times, had 60 yards, while Hampton had 12 carried for 44 yards. Keenan Allen had 5 receptions, 58 yards, while Quentin Johnson had 4 for 40. Ladd McConkey had 5 for 39 and 1 touchdown, and Tyler Conklin had 2 for 30. I don't know what's wrong with the Chargers. Like, you guys were playing exceptionally well a couple games ago, but now it's like, it's a little iffy here, you know? Can't be doing the fumbles and the interceptions no. Can't be doing this because you guys are a good team, and it's like, with that West kind of opening up because of the Chiefs, you guys are the team that needs to step up and really put yourself there. If not, the Broncos are going to do it. Yeah, and as for the Commanders, I mean, you know, this was a bounce back. This was a game returning for Jalen Daniels. This was a big-time game, and you needed a win here. And I think getting the win here shows a lot here. As for anything else, I really don't have anything else to say. Let's talk about the most important game that happened. And the game I want to brag about. Fucking, yes. In Buffalo's fucking face. Patriots won 23-20. Let's fucking go. Drake fucking goddamn May. Drake, you the man, May. 22 for 30. 273 yards passing. Trayvon Henderson had 6 for 24. Antonio Gibson, who got injured, had 6 for 21. Ramondre Stevenson had 7 for 14 and 2 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs had 10 for 146. Hunter Henry had 2 for 46. Keyshawn Boudier, had 3 for 43. Demario Douglas had 2 for 17. And Stevenson had 2 for 13. Gibson had 1 for 5. And Trayvon had 2 for 3. Also, Marcus Jones had an interception. Let's go for him. Speaking of that, Josh Allen's night went like this. You had 22 for 31, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Josh Allen called number 9 times for 53 yards, while James Cook had 15 carries, 49 yards. Trey Johnson had 2 for 10. Dawson Kincaid had 6 for 8 for 108 yards. 6 for Shakur, and he had 45 yards. Josh Palmer had 3 for 36, but it was Curtis Samuel who had 2 for 26 and a touchdown, and Keon Coleman who had 4 for 23 and a touchdown as well. What can I say but good play by the Patriots? Their defense stepped it up at the end there. Drake May played exceptional. Like, he played really well. Like, he was making throws that were bad, or were, you could tell were like, not the best can do it, but he made some plays that were like, oh man, like, fuck yeah, like, let's fucking go. Like, come on. I was getting hyped. As for the Bills, this is what really killed them. These 3 things right here. The interception by Allen, the 2 forced fumbles that they lost, and 11 penalties. You know, the 4 sacks from New England, that makes sense. Listen, our offensive line ain't perfect, but it is what it is. I don't know what to really say about this game other than I'm happy that we won, but I'm mad about how we won. It was I knew we were going to win a close game like this, but to really kind of go down for the final seconds. Drake May had a great drive. Like, he played really well on that last drive. And he just, like, there's some moments where you see a quarterback who, that you can see, like, okay, yeah, if he's doing this, that he's going to be something special. Drake May, he's going to be something special. Like, everybody's talking about the whole throw that he made. Like, he almost got, tackled, but he just kind of let it go right before the knee went up. Like, that's a throw that you won't make, not an average quarterback will make on the regular. Only elite-type players, like a Josh Allen. Like, a Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes would make type of throw like that. And for him to really kind of do that tells you the type of player he is. And it's fun to watch him play because you can see that he's doing it. And I like what Mike McDaniels is doing. But another thing, you can't lose fumbles. They say they had one loss, but Ramondre needs to do something. He bounced back, yes, but the thing is, he's good, not as a primary back. He's good as, like, you put him in on a third down or, like, second and short, you put in Stevenson. You want a first down runner and all that stuff. I think you do go to Henderson or Gibson. Gibson's injured for most likely the rest of the season, so you had to use Henderson more. And he's been proving himself at the last couple games, and I think you should use him more for that. I mean, I'm glad Christian Gonzalez got a fucking goddamn pass defense that didn't went to the end zone. Like, he fucking broke up that pass that could have been a game-winning touchdown. And I was so mad that they were gonna win by that shit. But thank God they fucking blew it. Like, oh my God. Somehow, think about it like this: we were up 6-3 at halftime. We should not won, even came close to winning this game, but we did. And it is such an amazing roller coaster right now, especially for Patriots fans. Because, like, a lot of people are giving us this hype that is like, oh, are they back? Are they really returning to form? I'm telling you right now, we're not. As much as we are looking really well, we're not the Patriots that we were. 2021, it was mostly because of defense. We're not that good. We're not Brady levels are good. We're more like Drew Bledsoe's coming of age teams. Like, they went to the playoffs, but they were bad. Like, they were still bad, but somehow they snuck into the playoffs, kind of got a win in the wild card or something like that. That's how we are. We're bad. But we're just entertaining to watch bad. After the Bills, this is an interesting game. You come in there undefeated. This was a prove-it-point game. You wore these ugly-ass jerseys, which are, God, like, I don't care. All the rivalry jerseys, I'm saying it right now, all the rivalry jerseys are ugly except fucking the Jets one. They're the only good-looking ones to me. But, yeah, you wear these ugly-ass jerseys. That, to me, was the biggest loss of the game. The loss in the score wasn't the biggest loss. To me, the biggest loss for the Bills were these ugly-ass jerseys. I mean, these things, look at these fucking things. Look. What the fuck? I can barely see what number this guy was here. I don't even know who this was. Like, oh my God, it was terrible. Like, it was really terrible. So yeah, today is the Chiefs Jaguars. I mean, it's gonna be something to watch. Tomorrow I'll probably cover that, but tomorrow also this dude will cover Raw. So to check that out.